Yeah. The login screen music. There's something unlocked deep. Heard the login screen music is something unlocked deep. Been it since arriving through a decade of sleep. In the back of the mind where the best things are stored. Orchestra strings warm beneath the memories chord of the first season. The friends around the screen, the lance and the haze. The best years in between childhood and whatever came after that specific light. Electric guitar arriving like a 2012 night, when the metal was simpler and the stakes were high. Choir humming soft beneath the different kind of sky. Drums entering warm with the lance and a reverb. Classic, that particular word heard and absorbed into the chest before the brain could process what it meant. Vincent playing back every hour ever spent on this particular map, these particular sounds. Classic arriving, best word, best of all rounds. Classic, back again, loading screen alive. Vintage synth reminding me of when I first arrived. Classic, muscle memory, hands already know. It's the kind of homecoming that only legends know. First game in, and the mechanics came back fast. Electric guitar warm, and now the good things last. And the fingers before they leave the conscious mind. Orchestra swelling massive at the thing you find. When you return to something you love before the grind of the present made you forget. Choir arriving kind and warm beneath the particular joy of the old map. Minute synth weaving through the modern rap of everything this version of the game delivers. Classic sending something through the spine like shivers of recognition. Every pixel familiar, every sound. Drums thundering forward, best thing ever found. Again, that's the word found again. Return, classic carrying everything we collectively earned through the seasons and the patches and the years. Classic back, washing away a decade of tears. Classic back again, loading screen alive. Vintage synth reminding me of when I first arrived. Classic muscle memory, hands already know. This the kind of homecoming that only legends know. Woo! The login screen music, the summoner's riff theme, the turret sound, the baron call, all of it back, everything back, classic. Mid-game and the old strategies are working again. Electric guitar power chord back to 2010. Matter when the feeling of the game before it changed. Orchestra at maximum, nothing rearranged from how it was in the best seasons of the past. Choir building massive, good things built to last. Drums thundering through the team, fight perfectly tuned to the version of the game we all assume was gone forever, but here it is restored. Vincent playing every season we adored. Classic, delivering the thing that time had taken. Every sleeping legend in the game reawakened. Nexus, falling to the sound of 2012. Classic, going deeper than the present ever delves into the feeling of the game before it grew. Classic, this is why we play. This is what we knew. Classic, back again, loading screen alive. Vintage synth reminding me of when I first arrived. Classic, muscle memory, hands already know. It's the kind of homecoming that only legends know. Classic, always, that's the version that we kept in the part of us that never fully left. Classic, that's the love, that's the original fire. Classic, back, taking everything higher. Yeah. One more season. Yeah. One more season. Hands on the keyboard like they've been 1,000 times before. Cello arriving soft around the particular sore. Waited years of seasons played and everything they cost. Every championship chased and every final lost and won. quiet whispering the names of teammates gone. The other teams and other lives, still I carry on. Drums entering gentle, like the start of something last. Electric guitar, barely there, living in the past and present simultaneously. That's the veteran's place. Orchestra strings pulling at the lines upon my face. Drawn by seasons of decisions made at perfect speed. One more season, that's the only thing I need. Shallow swelling warm around the muscle memory of 10,000 games that made this version of me. Choir building soft beneath the loading screens glow. One more season, one more chance, one more go. One more season, veteran hands loading up again. Cello carrying everything through every wind. One more season, choir rising electric wide. This the kind of love that only years can build inside. Yeah, mid-game and the mechanics haven't left the fingertips. Electric guitar warm and out beneath the clips of highlight plays a younger player study in the dark. Orchestra swelling massive at the veterans mark on every meta that is shifted through the years. Choir building louder, drowning out the particular fears of being the oldest one, still standing at the top. Veteran energy, the kind that doesn't stop when the body asks for rest, when the mind says done. One more season burning underneath the sun. Every championship that's waiting to be claimed. Drums thundering forward, nothing to be ashamed of. Years of dedication written in the play. One more season, carrying everything today. One more season, veteran hands loading up again. Cello carrying everything through every wind. One more season, choir rising electric wide. It's the kind of love that only years can build inside. They ask when I'll stop. I ask when the rift will stop calling.
One more season.
That's always been the answer.
One more.
Always.
One more.
One more.
One more.
Always. One more final push of the season and the Nexus is in range. Orchestra of maximum, nothing left to change about the dedication that brought me to this stage. Electric guitar screaming at the final page of a career that chose to write one chapter more. Choir exploding at the thing I've always fought for. Drums thundering through the victory's final lights. Hello arriving tender after the championship night. Every season that I played lives in the fingertips. Every game a sentence, every meta a script that I helped to write by choosing to stay. One more season, that's how legends are made. Veteran hands still steady as the Nexus falls. One more season answered every one of the calls that a younger version thought might never come. One more season done, and beautifully done. One more season, veteran hands loading up again. Cello carrying everything through every wind. One more season, choir rising electric wide. This the kind of love that only years can build inside. One more season, always, that's the veteran style. Orchestra and choir and electric taking their bow. One more season, that's the legacy, that's the lore. One more season, always room for one more. They said it was over. They were wrong. Yeah, they said it was over. They were wrong. Down 3 games and the crowd already already wrote the ending. Orchestra strings pulling at the part, worth defending. Electric guitar, low like members refusing to die. Choir arriving soft beneath the championship sky. Drums building steady through the silence after the loss. Every legend counted the particular cost. So rising once more when the easier thing was done. Legends never fall.
That's the only lesson.
From every season that demanded more than the last. Strings swelling up through the rubble of the past. Electric guitar louder now, something shifting here. Legends never fall, the only thing I hear.
Legends never fall.
They just reload and rise.
Orchestra exploding
Underneath the champion skies.
Legends never fall.
Choir up electric wide. It's the
Kind of comeback
that the greatest never hide. Hey, 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 hey. Game 4, and something in the team's eyes changed. Electric guitar, power chord, everything rearranged. In the space of one decision made at the perfect time. Orchestra massive now beneath the perfect rhyme. A circumstance and preparation finally meeting here. Choir building to the moment everybody feared was gone. But legends know a different kind of map down. It's just the beginning of the upward path. Drums thundering louder as the Nexus comes in sight. Strings swelling upward through the championship night. Electric guitar screaming at the final push. Legends never fall. That's the whole run.
Legends never fall.
They just reload and rise.
Orchestra exploding
Underneath the champion skies.
Legends never fall.
Choir up electric wide. It's the kind of comeback that the greatest never hide. One more push.
One more.
Legends never
fall.
Final game and the crowd's forgotten how to breathe. Orchestra arriving at the thing we all believe in. That the greatest moments happen after the dial. Electric guitar screaming everything the legends shout. Without words, just the playing,
Just the will to win.
choir at full volume, letting
Everything began.
that was always meant to happen on this stage tonight. Drums exploding as the Nexus burns with light. Strings at their peak, electric guitar final note. Every legend built on everything they wrote. In the dark before the crowd knew who they'd become.
Legends never fall.
The greatest have just begun.
Legends never fall.
They just reload and rise.
Orchestra exploding
Underneath the champion skies.
Legends never fall.
Choir up electric wide. It's the kind of comeback that the greatest never hide. Never fall. Legends never
Yeah. Season ended early and the off-season hit hard. Violin arriving soft around every scar, left by the losses that the summer couldn't erase. Choir whispering underneath the particular grace. So starting over, drums entering like a new breath. Electric guitar barely there,
Somewhere between
the version that I was and the one I'm becoming. Phoenix Protocol, initiating
something.
ancient, waking up beneath the practice room floor. Orchestra strings pulling at the thing I'm hungry for. Not the victory, the transformation first. Phoenix Protocol, born again from the worst.
Phoenix Protocol.
Fire and rebirth,
Orchestra building massive.
proving every word.
Phoenix Protocol.
Choir rising wide,
It's the kind of anthem for the ones who died.
and came back different, better.
Something new.
Phoenix Protocol.
Version always new.
Yeah. Spring splitting
and the team's unrecognizable now. Electric guitar, power chord, don't ask me how. The transformation happened just that it did. August is swelling massive underneath the grid of the new meta, new mindset, new approach. Choir building ladder as the playoffs encroach on everything we work for through the winter dark. This protocol, carrying every spark of the team that burned into the one now standing here. Drums thundering forward through the championship, yeah. Violins screaming at the top of everything. Phoenix Protocol, this is what the fire brings.
Phoenix Protocol, fire and rebirth. Orchestra building massive, proving everywhere. Phoenix Protocol, choir rising wide. It's the kind of anthem for the ones who died
And came back different.
better, something new.
Phoenix Protocol.
That version always knew.
What the fire takes, it gives back differently.
Phoenix Protocol.
Initiated, complete. Yeah. Final stage and the crowd is on their feet tonight. Orchestra at maximum beneath the championship light. Electric guitar screaming at the final push. Choir exploding as the enemy Nexus turns to dust. Drums thundering through the victory's last frame. Violin arriving soft after everything became the thing we burned toward through the off-season fire.
Phoenix Protocol.
That's the whole empire built not from the winning but the choosing to transform. Every legend reborn through the necessary storm.
Phoenix Protocol.
Initiate, arise.
The fire was the point, victory the prize. Phoenix Protocol, fire and rebirth. Orchestra building massive, proving everywhere. Phoenix Protocol, choir rising wide. It's the kind of anthem for the ones who died.
And came back different.
Better, something new.
Phoenix Protocol.
Fire always knew
What it was burning toward.
what it was making.
Phoenix Protocol.
Rising.
Never breaking. Lost everything. Still here. Q again. Yeah. Yeah. Stared at the defeat screen longer than I should. Violin arriving soft like it understood the particular weight of a game that got away. Drums entering gentle like the start of a new day. Electric guitar barely there, just a quiet hum. Choir underneath like something that hasn't yet come into focus. Just the feeling of the next attempt. Rise again, the only word that matters, no contempt for the version that just lost. It taught me something real. Strings pulling tighter now around the way I feel about that gap between the player that I am and the one I'm gonna be.
Rise again.
That's the plan. Drums building harder as the cue timer feels. Electric guitar warmer now, something in this thrills more than the winning ever could alone. Rise again. That's how champions are grown.
Rise again. Cue up, the rift is calling back. Orchestra building massive on a chosen track. Rise again. Chin up, choir filling the air. This the kind of anthem for the ones who still dare.
Loading screen and something in the chest unlocks. Electric guitar power chord that rocks through every doubt I carry from the game before. Orchestra swelling massive through the open door of the next attempt. Building at my back, drums accelerating down the familiar track. A muscle memory and hours spent alone. Rise again. The rift has always been my home. Strings at full now as the champions loading. Electric guitar screaming where it all begins. Again the map lights up, the cursor finds its place. Rise again. The only answer to defeat's rise.
Cue up, the rift is calling back. Orchestra building massive on the chosen track. Rise again, chin up, choir filling the air. This the kind of anthem for the ones who still
legend lost before they won.
Every champion fell before they rose.
Rise again. That's the whole game. That's always been the whole game. Final push and the Nexus is in range tonight. Orchestra at full beneath the championship light. Electric guitar screaming at the final call. Choir exploding as the enemy Nexus falls. Drums thundering through the victory screens glow. Strings arriving at the thing I finally know for certain. That the rising was the point all along, not the winning. Just the choosing to belong to the game again. To dare to play.
Rise again.
That's everything.
That's all I say.
To every version of myself that wants to quit.
Rise again.
You're not done, not even a bit.
Rise again. Cue up, the rift is calling back. Orchestra building massive on the chosen track. Rise again. Chin up, choir filling the air. This is the kind of anthem for the ones who still dare. Rise again.
Always, every single time.
Orchestra and choir and electric at their prime. Rise again.
That's the legend.
That's the Lord. Rise again.
The rift is always worth one more. Still here.
Still queuing.
Rise again.
Always. Woo!
Summoner's call. Answer it. Shoot. Yeah. Map lights up and something ancient stirs inside. Electric guitar rising like the moment before the tide of battle breaks across the rift from every side. Orchestra pulling tight like arrows before the ride into everything we came here to decide. Choir humming low beneath the warrior's pride. Drums thundering forward like the first steps of a march. Summoners call arriving like the light through the arch of the Nexus glowing. That particular shade of blue, that means the game is live and nothing's afraid. In this moment, just the map and the wheel. Summoners call. Answer it. Stand still. Summoners call. Answer it. The rift awaits. Electric guitar opening the ancient gates. Summoners call. Drums up, choir rising high. It's the kind of anthem built to never die. Built to never die. Yeah. Second wave of strings arriving at the peak. Every champion answer when the summoner speaks. Orchestra swelling massive through the loading screen. Choir building higher to the place we've always been. Electric guitar cutting through the pre-game calm. Drums accelerating like a beating palm against the war drum of 100 seasons past. Summoners call. The first, the only, the last thing you hear before the Nexus takes the hit. Choir at full orchestra, every bit of production landing right where it belongs. Summoners call, the greatest of the songs. Summoners call, answer it, the rift awaits. Electric guitar opening the ancient gates. Summoners call, drums up, choir rising high. It's the kind of anthem built to never die. The map is alive. The rift is calling. Summoner, answer now. Summoners. Summoners call. Answered. Always Yeah. Step back onto the rift after 1,000 days away. Cello section pulling at the things I couldn't say about why I left. Just needed something else for a while. War drums arriving steady underneath the mile of memories between the player then and now. Choir whispering underneath, don't ask me how. The rift just feels like home the moment that I'm here. Electric guitar arriving warm and crystal clear, like muscle memory never left the fingertips. Orchestra building soft beneath the curses. Trips across the map I'm memorizing every season pass. The rift remembers everything, the first game and the last.
The rift is calling,
Ancient and alive.
orchestra building massive. Glad I
Took the dive.
the rift remembers.
Every fight and every fall.
Yeah, this the ground where
The legends answered.
every call.
Lane phase opening like a conversation long delayed. Electric guitar, power chord, everything displayed in the particular language only the rift speaks. Shallow section swelling through the hours and the weeks of absence. Now return, the muscle memory real. War drums thundering through the most familiar feel of the map beneath the cursor pathways. Memorized, orchestra massive now, nothing compromised. Choir building louder as the mid-game starts to shift. Electric guitar screaming through the team fights. Drift of chaos into order, that particular calm. The rift delivering everything like an open palm.
Calling,
Ancient and alive.
orchestra building massive. Glad I
Took the dive.
the rift remembers.
Every fight and every fall.
Yeah, this the ground where
Legends answer.
every call.
The towers still stand. The river still flows. The rift remembers everything. Everyone who ever played here left something behind, and it kept it, all of it. Final push and the Nexus towers start to fall. Orchestra at maximum responding to the call. Electric guitar at full screaming through the night. Choir exploding as the ancient crystals ignite. War drums thundering through the victory's last breath. Cello arriving soft after the Nexus death. Like the rift exhaling after everything is done. Strings settling warm beneath the post-game sun. Every legend that has ever walked this ground left a echo in the rift's particular sound. A welcome, that's what I heard when I came back. The rift remembers, always has, always will, that's a fact.
The rift is calling,
Ancient and alive.
orchestra building massive. Glad I
Took the dive.
the rift remembers.
Every fight and every fall.
Yeah, this the ground where
Legends answer.
every call. The rift is home,
Always has been, always will.
orchestra and choir and electric at the fill.
Of everything the game had never meant to me.
The rift is calling,
And they'll always answer. Free. Yeah. Cursor hovering at the pit with 30 seconds left. Low brass arriving dark beneath the collective breath of 5 players locked in the most important call. Cello pulling tight around the moment before the fall or the rise. Choir whispering the risk of everything. War drums building slow like a decision, crystallizing into the one that defines the whole game's arc. Electric guitar barely audible in the dark. Of the jungle, just the Baron's health bar dropping. Low brass getting heavy and no time for stopping. The second guess orchestra strings arriving fast. The last Baron call, the one that has to last. Choir whispering louder as the smite range narrows. War drums marking time like a countdown of arrows, pointing at the singular most important now. The last Baron call. Trust the red. Trust
Baron Buff arrives like a wave. Electric guitar exploding from the jungle cave of tension into the release of the right call. May orchestra massive now. Beneath the push, cascading through the mid lane. Towers falling one by one. Choir building louder as the inhibitor comes undone. War drums thundering through the super minion wave. Last Baron delivering everything he gave to the five who trusted the most important. Red orchestra at full beneath the speed of the push that nobody can stop. Lanes open wide. Last Baron carrying everything to the other side of the game. The victory screen beginning to form. Choir exploding through the pre-victory storm. Electric guitar screaming as the Nexus towers fall. Last Baron, that's the answer. That's the call. Last Baron's might range, everything on the line. Orchestra exploding at the most decisive time. Last Baron, choir up, war drums at the peak. This the kind of moment that the greatest always see.
5 seconds. 4, 3, 2. Smite. Baron secured.
Victory screen loading and the team erupts at once. Orchestra at maximum, nobody plays the dunce. In this moment, every call that led to here. War drums thundering through the championship year. Electric guitar screaming at the final frame. Choir at full volume calling out the name of every player who trusted the Baron call. Orchestra arriving massive as the curtain falls on the game that needed one decision made right. Last Baron glowing through the championship night. Every legend built on moments just like this. The smite, the call, the push, the final bliss of the victory screen arriving right on time. Last Baron, that's the greatest. That's the rhyme of the game itself. The moment when it all aligned. Last Baron,
The most beautiful decision of the grind.
Last Baron, fight range, everything on the line. Orchestra exploding at the most decisive time. Last Baron, choir up, war drums at the peak. This the kind of moment that the greatest always see. Last Baron, always, that's the call that wins. Orchestra and choir and electric as it begins. The push that ends the game. The moment that defines Last Baron.
That's the legend. That's the shrine.
Yeah. This the promise. This the vow we keep. 1, 2, 3, come on. Yeah. Every game led here, every hour, every loss. Orchestra arriving massive counting every cost. So the seasons that demanded more than comfort gave. Electric guitar power chord, the particular brave decision to keep playing when the easier thing was quick. Choir arriving full, nothing left to omit from the story of this moment. Drums at maximum, Nexus in the crosshairs, building to the sum of every comeback, every Baron, every fight. Orchestra strings swelling through the championship night. Electric guitar screaming, it's the curse that finds the mark. Nexus glowing blue and bright against the dark. Choir at full volume, war drums at the peak. This the singular most satisfying thing I seek. Every game, the Nexus, that particular sound. Orchestra at maximum as the Nexus hits the ground. Nexus down, game over, victory complete. Orchestra exploding underneath the winning beat. Nexus down, choir up, electric screaming wide. It's the kind of ending worth the entire ride. Victory screen loading in the chest, release it slow. Electric guitar warming out beneath the afterglow of the game that tested everything and came out right. Orchestra still swelling through the post game like choir building massive as the stat screen fills with the numbers that tell the story of the thrills and the near misses and the calls that turn the tide. Nexus delivering everything the game provides at its absolute best. The earned victory, drums thundering soft and now beneath the history of this particular game, this particular night. Orchestra settling warm beneath the fading light. Electric guitar holding the final chord of the win. Nexus down, that's where the legend begins. Choir arriving tender at the end of everything. Nexus, that's the whole game, that's the whole thing. Nexus down, game over, victory complete. Orchestra exploding underneath the winning beat. Nexus down, choir up, electric screaming wide. It's the kind of ending worth the entire ride. Victory! begin already, that's the nature of the love. Electric guitar arriving like a hand from above, pulling back to the map that never gets old. Orchestra warm beneath the story, being told by every game cued after the victory screen. Choir building soft around the space between the winning and the one and the win once more. Drums entering gentle at the familiar door of the loading screen. Champion selected, ready. Nexus waiting somewhere in the map already. Glowing with the particular promise of the game. Orchestra building massive, nothing ever the same as the last game. That's the beauty of the rift. Every Nexus a completely different gift. Choir as full as the minions start to spawn. Nexus, that's why we never stop. That's why we can't